Hi everyone, today you're starting your new unit on probability. So this is a fun one that you've done units on in the past. It's pretty straightforward and I think you'll have fun with it. I just wanted to go over some of the vocabulary that you're going to see because it can be tricky to think about exactly what they mean. And I'm going to go over a few examples with you as well. So the first probability word that you're going to need to know is outcomes. So there are different experiments you can do, like rolling a die or flipping a coin, and then you're going to look for different events that could happen. So that's where the outcomes come in. Now, if I were to roll this die, I would know that there are 6 different outcomes that could happen. I could land on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. So there are 6 different outcomes on this die. Now, you have to be really careful with wording here, so I'll give you an example. So, for example, this spinner here, red, blue, green, yellow, there are 4 total outcomes here. Each part represents an outcome. Now, even in this spinner, even though I have 2 that say 1, there are still 1, 2, 3, 4 outcomes in total. So if it's asking you for how many outcomes are in total, you would count those 2 ones separately, even though they're the same number. Now, if the question says how many different outcomes are there, then you would say 3 different outcomes because 2 of them are 1s. So be really careful when you look at wording there. Some are asking for the total number of outcomes, and some of your questions are saying how many different outcomes are there. All right, so just be careful with the wording. You'll also see this word here, favorable. And that favorable means the one that you want, the one that you're looking for. So for example, if you're playing this game with a friend here and you win every time it lands on blue, blue would be the favorable outcome for you. Okay, or if you're flipping a coin and you win if it's heads, then heads would be the favorable outcome for you. Now here are some other words that you're going to see here. The word impossible. So they'll give you different experiments or different scenarios to look at, and you're going to have to decide what the chances are. Probability is all about thinking about what might happen or what will probably happen. So impossible, you're looking at, and I'm going to use percentages since we just finished that unit, but you're looking at a 0% chance here. That means no way will this event possibly happen. So you've got to be careful with that one. You have to make sure that there's really no chance of it, and then you would choose impossible. So for an example would be like rolling 7 on this die. Well, that will be impossible because I know this die only has 6 sides and only has the numbers 1 through 6. So rolling a 7 would be 0% impossible chance. Unlikely, you're looking at a number that would be less than 50% here. Okay, so could happen, but probably not. That's what you're looking at if you choose unlikely. Now this equally likely, or you'll also see it called even chance. This means that you have half-half, 50% chance. So for example, flipping a coin, there's a 50-50 chance, or an equally likely chance that you'd land on heads or tails. When you're looking at a likely scenario, you're looking at something that will happen probably more than 50% of the time. All right, so unlikely less than 50%, likely more than 50%. This is another one here, certain, that you have to be very careful with. You're looking at a 100% chance without a doubt will happen. Okay, so for example, the sun will rise every day. All right, we know we have day and night, so that is 100% certain. So we are being very careful with our choices here. So really put your thinking caps on and think about the scenarios that they're giving you. You're also going to see probability shown as a fraction. So for example, if it says, what is the probability of landing on blue here? Well, there's 1 part that's blue and 4 parts in total. So that can be represented, the blue can be represented by 1/4. There's a 1 out of 4 chance that you would land on blue. Now, for spinners, that looks like this. Okay, you can see that in these 2 spinners, all the parts are the same size. Now, in this one here, we would have to look at that and say, now, do all of these have an equal chance of being landed on. So we can see that there are 2 red, 2 blue, and only 1 green. But if we look carefully at this green and we make it the same size as the other, so kind of going along what you know about fractions, making sure the parts are equal, the green also has 2. So the green also has the same chance as the blue and the red here. So looking also for the size of the parts and making sure. So now we can see 2 parts are red, 2 parts are blue, and we can also say that 2 of the parts are green now that we've done our division and we've made sure that all the parts are matching. So you're going to see a lot of these words as well as probability shown in fraction form today. I hope you have fun with this unit and having a look at all your different experiments.